You're listening to Cosy English Podcasts.
Your cozy place to speak with ease.
A friend looked at me over lunch and said, "I'm boring." I wanted to help, but I wasn't sure what kind of help he needed.
Oh dear. Did he need a fun activity? Or did he think he was a dull person?
Exactly. He knew the right word, but one small ending changed the whole problem. Welcome to a new episode of Cosy English Podcasts. Today, we're looking at English rules for feelings, problems, and experiences. I'm here with Emily, who enjoys finding the tiny words behind big misunderstandings.
And sitting across from me is Mike, who apparently gives language help with lunch. We'll see how sentence shape changes meaning and how you can choose the shape you need.
Because knowing the main word is only part of speaking English. The words around it tell the listener how to understand you.
So a sentence can contain the correct vocabulary and still send the wrong message?
Yes, and that can feel unfair. But once you see a few common patterns, the choices become much easier.
Let's return to your friend. If he had no interest in lunch, he needed to say, "I'm bored."
Right. To be bored means to feel no interest in what is happening. For example, "I'm bored because I've been waiting for the bus for 40 minutes.
But "I'm boring" means I cause other people to feel bored. Maybe I tell the same long story at every party.
The story about finding a parking place with every street name and every traffic light?
Yes, that story. If everyone wants to escape, I might say, "I'm boring." That describes me as the cause of their feeling.
And "it's boring" points to a thing or situation. The movie is boring means the movie causes the feeling.
So we have three different messages. "I'm bored" tells you my feeling. "I'm boring" says I cause that feeling in others. "It's boring" says the thing causes it.
You don't need a long grammar name for this. Ask one simple question. Am I feeling it, or am I causing it?
That question is useful because it gives us a quick choice while we're speaking.
The same pattern works with interested and interesting. I'm interested in old houses means old houses hold my attention.
But if I say, "I'm interesting in old houses," I've mixed two shapes together.
You have. A person can be interesting, but then that person causes interest. Our new neighbor is interesting because she has lived in 6 countries.
And "I'm interested in our new neighbor" describes my feeling about her. I want to hear her stories.
That example sounds a little dangerous. Please ask about the 6 countries before you begin watching her through the window.
Fair point. Interest can become strange if we choose a strange action, even when the grammar is perfect.
Interesting means making you want to know or hear more. For example, an interesting book makes you keep reading after bedtime.
So if a meeting holds my attention, the meeting is interesting and I am interested. The same event has two sides.
Exactly. English changes the word ending because the speaker has changed the camera position. One view shows the feeling inside you. The other shows the person or thing that causes it.
Does tired and tiring follow the same idea?
It does. I'm tired means I need rest. The trip was tiring means the trip made me tired.
Tiring means making someone need rest. Carrying heavy bags up 5 floors is tiring, so you feel tired afterward.
I feel tired just hearing that example.
I might also say, "My children are tiring." That is possible, but it can sound as if the children often make me tired.
I'd probably describe the activity instead. Looking after 3 children all day is tiring. It sounds less like the children themselves are the problem.
That's a kind choice. Grammar gives us a correct sentence, but we still choose how we want to talk about another person.
I had a tiring day, and I was tired after my day. Both work. The first sentence describes the day as the cause. The second describes your condition.
This pattern is starting to feel less like a list of separate rules. Feeling words often ask us to notice who feels something and what causes it.
Let's try a quick scene. You visit a museum with a friend. After 10 minutes, your friend says, "I'm boring." What do you understand?
My first thought is, that's hard on yourself. Maybe the friend believes they are not fun to be with.
But they point at the clock and say, "Can we leave?"
Then I understand the intended message. They are bored. The museum is boring to them.
Would you correct them at that moment?
Gently. I might say, "You're bored?" That small check gives them the correct form without stopping the conversation.
Nice. You're checking the meaning, not giving a test.
And if they answer, "Yes, I'm bored," the problem is gone. They can learn from hearing the natural shape once.
Wait, what if I love the museum?
Then you can say, "I think it's interesting, but I understand that you're bored." Two people can react differently to the same place.
Good. The pattern tells us who feels what. It does not tell us whose opinion is correct.
Feelings are only one area where English changes shape. Everyday problems often use have.
Yes, we say, "I have a headache." Not usually, "I am a headache."
I am a headache sounds as if you are the problem. Maybe you make life difficult for someone else.
A tired parent might joke, "My noisy family is a headache today." But that is a picture, not the normal way to report pain.
To have a headache means to feel pain in your head. For example, "I have a headache, so I'm going to lie down in a quiet room."
English treats the headache as something you have. We use the same pattern with "I have a cold," "I have a cough," and "I have a stomachache."
Yet we say, "I'm sick." Why don't we use have there too?
Because sick describes your condition. It works with be, like tired or cold. I'm sick, so I'm staying home.
Ah, the meaning is close, but the word type changes the sentence shape. We have a cold, but we are sick.
We also say, "I feel sick." That can mean you feel unwell, and it often means you think you may throw up.
So on a moving boat, "I feel sick" may be more useful than "I have a cold." Those are very different problems.
Very different. Feel sick means your body is giving you an unwell feeling now. For example, "I ate something bad and now I feel sick."
We can say, "I feel tired" too. Does that differ from "I'm tired"?
Only a little in many situations. "I'm tired" states your condition. "I feel tired" brings attention to what you notice in your body.
If I wake up after 8 hours of sleep and still have no energy, I might say, "I feel tired today." I'm noticing something unexpected.
Yes, be sounds direct. Feel can sound more personal or temporary, but we shouldn't make that difference too strict.
That's a relief. Learners sometimes expect every choice to have one exact rule.
Language is often softer than that. Our goal is to understand the main message and choose a common pattern.
Let me think. We can make a useful little map. Feelings often use be or feel. Many named health problems use have.
Good. I'm tired. I feel nervous. I have a headache. Those 3 sentences give a listener a clear picture.
And if I say, "I'm a headache," I have turned myself into a problem.
Perhaps you sent 12 messages about a simple lunch plan and changed the restaurant 5 times.
Then I really was a headache to the group. Still, I hope they would choose a kinder word.
Me too. We sometimes call a difficult person or task a headache. It means that person or task causes a lot of trouble. For example, fixing the old printer was a headache.
That use is helpful, but it is not our focus expression today because it can sound unkind when we use it for a person.
A good reminder. Correct English can still hurt someone. Meaning includes the situation, the voice, and the relationship.
So small words matter, but kindness matters as well. I like that rule more than any grammar chart.
Now let's move from problems to experience. Suppose someone offers you Korean food and asks, "Do you like kimchi?"
If I have no experience with it, I could say, I don't know it, couldn't I?
People may understand, but it doesn't sound natural for food. A clearer answer is, "I've never tried it."
I've never tried it means that from the past until now, I have had no experience of eating or doing it. For example, I've never tried skiing, so I don't know if I'll enjoy it.
Exactly. Tried refers to the action and the experience. Know usually refers to information, understanding, or being familiar with a person or place.
So I can know what kimchi is because I have read about it, but I may never have tried it.
Yes, you have information but no taste experience.
That difference is clearer than I expected. I don't know it hides the real answer.
And the other person may wonder, do you mean you don't know the name or you have not eaten it? The experience pattern removes that doubt.
We often shorten I have to I've in speech. I've never tried it sounds natural and smooth.
But if the short form feels difficult, say the full form. I have never tried it is correct and clear.
Can we use the pattern for places? I've never visited Canada.
Yes, it means you have no experience of visiting Canada at any time before now.
And for activities, I've never cooked bread.
We usually say, I've never baked bread, because bread cooks with dry heat in an oven. Bake means cook food in an oven, as with bread, cake, or cookies.
Good catch. I know bread. I eat bread, but I've never baked it. Now the sentence gives my exact experience.
You could also say, I don't know much about baking bread. That means you have little information about the activity.
So, I've never baked bread answers the experience question. I don't know much about baking bread answers the knowledge question.
Right. They can both be true, but they don't mean the same thing. There is another useful contrast. I've never met her means I have had no meeting with that person.
While I don't know her means she is not part of my life. We may have stood in the same room once, but we are not familiar with each other.
Exactly. You might say, I met her at a conference, but I don't really know her.
That sentence feels honest. One short meeting does not create a real relationship.
What about a city? Can you say, I don't know Chicago?
Yes, if you mean you are not familiar with the city. Maybe you have visited once, but you cannot find your way around.
And I've never been to Chicago means you have no visit experience at all.
There it is again. No talks about familiarity or information. Have been talks about life experience.
Have been to means visited and returned. For example, I've been to that cafe twice, and their apple pie is excellent.
Now you're giving me both grammar and a reason to leave the studio.
Small words carry a surprising amount of meaning. Be often connects a person with a condition. Have often presents a problem or experience as something connected to you.
And feel shows what you notice inside your body or mind. I used to think these words were almost empty.
I understand that. They're short, common, and easy to miss. Yet a listener uses them to build the meaning before the main word even arrives.
Can you show that with one idea?
Take cold. I'm cold means my body needs warmth. I have a cold means I have a common illness. I feel cold means I notice that cold feeling in my body.
One tiny word separates a sweater from a box of tissues.
Exactly. If you say, I have cold, the listener may pause because English usually needs a before the illness.
So the whole pieces are useful. I'm cold, I feel cold, and I have a cold.
Learn the short pattern with the word. Don't store only cold, headache, or bored in your memory. Store a small sentence you can use.
I think we need a story where these shapes cause real trouble.
I have one. A learner named Sam starts a new job. On the first morning, a coworker asks, "How are you finding the training?"
That question means, what do you think of the training so far? It isn't asking where the training room is.
Right. Sam wants to say the long videos make him feel bored. Instead, he says, "I'm very boring in the training."
His coworker may think Sam believes he makes the training dull for everyone.
She looks surprised and says, "Oh, I'm sure you're not boring." Now Sam thinks she likes the videos.
They are having two different conversations. I can feel the trouble growing.
Then she asks whether he wants coffee. Sam has pain in his head and says, "No thank you, I'm a headache."
Oh no. First he calls himself boring, now he calls himself a problem.
He knows bored and headache. His vocabulary is fine. The sentence patterns keep changing his message.
Does the coworker correct him?
She pauses, but she is kind. She asks, "Do you mean the training is boring and you have a headache?"
That is a lovely repair. Repair means fixing a problem in a conversation. For example, asking, "Do you mean Tuesday?" can repair confusion about a meeting day.
Sam says, "Yes, exactly. I'm bored and I have a headache." Both meanings are clear at last.
But I suspect the day isn't finished.
Not even close. At lunch, the team orders food Sam hasn't eaten before. He looks at it and says, "I don't know this food."
His coworker checks again. You don't know what it is, or you've never tried it.
Sam says, "I know what it is. I've never tried it." Then he takes a bite and smiles.
Does he like it?
He loves it. He says, "It's very interested."
So close. The flavor is interesting, and he is interested in eating more.
A second coworker joins them and hears only the last sentence. She thinks Sam said the food has feelings.
Poor lunch. It has already worked hard enough.
The first coworker explains, "He means the flavor is interesting." Sam repeats it and adds, "I'm interested in learning how to make it."
Nice. He uses both sides of the pattern correctly in one moment.
Then someone invites him to a cooking class that evening. Sam says, "I've never made this dish, but I'd like to try."
That sounds natural. He uses past experience to explain why the class is new for him.
On the way out, he says, "Today was tired." His coworker smiles and asks, "Was the day tiring and are you tired?"
At this point, she deserves a teaching award.
He laughs and answers, "Yes, the day was tiring and I'm tired." No one feels bad, and every unclear sentence gets a friendly repair.
The situation could have become awkward. Awkward means socially uncomfortable, when people don't know what to say or do. Calling yourself a headache at a new job could create an awkward silence.
I like that the coworker checks before she decides what Sam means. Real conversation is a shared job.
Yes, learners sometimes fear that one wrong form will ruin everything. Most listeners use the situation to help.
Still, the right pattern saves time. It also lets your personality come through instead of leaving the listener busy with grammar puzzles.
And you can repair your own sentence. I'm bored. The video is boring. That quick correction sounds natural.
Native speakers correct themselves too. A correction does not mean the conversation has failed.
I'd even say it can build trust. You notice the problem and help the other person understand.
If you don't know which pattern you need, give a simple explanation. "My head hurts" can replace "I have a headache."
Or say, I haven't eaten it before, if I've never tried it does not come quickly.
Those backup sentences keep the conversation moving. Then you can listen for the common pattern in the reply.
That feels much kinder than standing silent while searching for a perfect rule. Let's practice with a few tiny situations. I'll make the mistake, and you help me find the intended meaning.
Go ahead.
We walked for 4 hours. The walk was tired.
The walk was tiring because it caused the feeling. You were tired after the walk.
Right. Next one. I watched a documentary about space, and I was very interesting.
If the documentary held your attention, you were interested. The documentary was interesting.
I wake up with pain in my head. I'm a headache.
Please don't become the headache. You have a headache.
Good. A friend asks whether I enjoy rock climbing, but I have no experience. I don't know it.
Say, I've never tried it. If you also lack information, add, I don't know much about it.
Last one. The room is cold and my hands need warmth. I have a cold.
I'm cold describes the temperature feeling. I have a cold reports an illness.
Each answer begins with the meaning I want. Then the sentence takes the right shape.
We can turn that into a daily habit. When you learn a new word, learn one short sentence with it.
So instead of writing only bored in a notebook, write, I'm bored with this game?
Yes. Beside boring, write, this game is boring. Now your memory holds the feeling and its cause.
For headache, I could write, I have a headache. For a new food, I've never tried it.
Exactly. Say each sentence aloud, then change one detail. The lesson is interesting. The book is interesting. The person is interesting.
Then change the camera position. I'm interested in the lesson. I'm interested in the book.
You can also practice with true facts from your life. True sentences stay in memory because they connect to a real place, person, or feeling.
Mine is, long airport lines are tiring, and I'm always tired after an early flight.
Mine is, I've never tried making noodles by hand, but I'm interested in learning.
So, we may need a cooking episode next.
Perhaps, as long as the food is interesting and the kitchen doesn't become a headache.
Let's bring it back to the lunch question from the beginning. Your friend said, I'm boring.
I checked. Do you mean you're bored? He looked relieved and said yes. Then we found something more interesting to talk about.
And he didn't need a bigger vocabulary list. He needed one small change in the sentence.
That is the main takeaway. Begin with your meaning, your feeling, the cause, a problem you have, or an experience from your life. Then choose the pattern.
I'm bored. It's boring. I have a headache. I feel sick. I've never tried it. Keep those whole pieces ready.
Thank you for spending this time with us and for letting your English grow through small, useful details.
Try one true example aloud today. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye and take care.